Hey, what's going on there, everyone? It is TechWares, and today is August 10th, 2025. Apologize for the audio if it's too loud or if it's too low. But I want to make this to talk about Intel's future moving forward. I think Intel has a pretty bright future. You read all these things on the internet, comments from users, and these articles. Most articles are just clickbait. Most articles are negative. For example, if you make a negative article about Intel, you're going to get a lot of views. If you make a positive article on AMD, you're going to get a lot of views. If you make a negative article about NVIDIA, you're going to get a lot of views. So Intel and NVIDIA, anything negative will get a lot of views. AMD, anything positive will get a lot of views. That goes not only for articles, but also YouTube videos. So that's what it is. However, if you actually do research and analysis, and you can kind of come up with your own educated opinion on what's going on. Intel has a bright future, and I'll give you one reason. Intel has fabs. All right, they have fabs. AMD doesn't have fab. NVIDIA doesn't have a fab. Intel has fabs. All right, I'll just leave it at that. So Intel's future is bright. But me being a DIY PC gamer enthusiast, I'm more interested into the x86 consumer products, right? Like the Intel Core Ultra desktop series, and i5s, i3s, i9s, things like that. So Intel Nova leak. All right, so there's been a leak. Intel Nova, we're gonna call it Intel Nova leaks. Nova leak, because it's just a bunch of leaks coming in. So reveals 52 cores, massive cache, and bold desktop ambitions. So yeah, that's gonna be in the future. Zen 6 versus Intel Core Ultra, whatever it's gonna be called, 400 series or whatever. Intel Nova Lake S for socketed, right, desktop. So company's next gen desktop CPU scheduled for late 2026. Now, late 2026, we don't know if we're gonna get the flagship first. We don't know if we're gonna get the. We don't know what SKUs we're getting late 2026. So, but we know we're getting a Nova Lake CPU. Now featuring an eye-watering 52 cores and up to 288 megabytes of L3 cache. Nova Lake sets its sights directly on AMD's Zen 6 family, with enough architectural innovation to make both performance enthusiasts and industry insiders pay attention. Here's a breakdown from what we learned from the in-depth leak. So let's get to the core configuration. Nova Lake S desktop will offer up to 16 that's Coyote Cove performance cores. So 16 P cores, 32 E cores, and 4 LP E cores. All right. So it's gonna have a cache. AMD X3D. Yeah, that's 3D cache technology. Intel is coming in with the bLLC, or Big Last Level Cache, and that's 244 megabytes. All right, so in a total 288 L3 cache total. All right, so unlike past mixed cache designs, both compute tiles in the top model get full cache, targeting AMD's planned dual vCache. Yeah, I think this rumor, right? I think this was a rumor, not a leak, but a rumor, and I think it's I don't think it's positive. I think it's a fake rumor, or just a rumor. But yeah, 288 dual cache. But here's the most exciting news, for me as a PC, DIY gamer, and also many others out there. Socket longevity. Socket longevity is an amazing strategy to get people to, to buy into your platform. So the new LGA 1954 socket is slated to support 4 generations. 4 generations on the same socket. Can you imagine? You buy a motherboard and a processor and a new gen processor, and you're good for 3 more generations. So starting with Nova Lake, Razor Lake, and Titan Lake, and Hammer Lake on one socket. Finally providing multi-generations platform stability for desktop users. Wow. You guys see how this benefited from AMD, right? AM4 platform has benefited and has been successful because of socket longevity. All right. There's many benefits in this, and I think I'll make a separate video on socket longevity benefits and also negatives, because there's negatives to it as well. So platform and lineup details. So this is going to be the flagship, the top of the top, the one sitting on the throne with the crown. The flagship, dual big last level cache, or bLLC, compute tiles, 288 megabytes L3 cache, 16P, 32E, and 4 LPE. Mid-range, and that's the single compute tile, only 144 megabyte L3 cache, and that comes in 8P, 16E, and 4 LPE configuration. Then you have the mainstream cache, 36 megabytes L3 cache, 28 total cores. Then you have the budget ultra, 4P, 8E, 4 LPE, smaller cache. Then you have the entry level, 4P plus 4 LPE cores built on Intel 18 node. So does that mean the entry levels on 18A and the others they're using the TSMC? Maybe. But at least we're going to get a product that's 18A, right? Entry level. Anyway, performance insights. Up to 80% multi-threading leap versus Arrow Lake. Mainstream Nova Lake, 16 plus 16% single threaded, 12% multi-threaded uplift. That's the main versus Arrow Lake. But here's where it really shines, right? The gaming improvements. 30 to 45% over Arrow Lake. Those are the bLLC models and the standard models. So that means non-bLLC, just 10 to 15%. But yeah, the bLLC is going to be doing wonders. Not only that, but this is what I'm also excited about. I mean, I'm excited about bLLC. I'm excited about socket longevity. And I'm excited about Intel APO plus optimization. I think this is what's going to be the real Trojan horse, Intel's Trojan horse into just, getting the crown in performance gaming, right? With an asterisk, because yeah, Intel APO Plus will need to be enabled and optimized for games. So currently there is Intel APO, which it's already released. However, Intel has to themselves go and optimize for the game, so they have to be games have to be whitelisted. But this new feature called APO Plus, give me a second. So the APO Plus optimizations, all right, it's a new feature that's aiming for an extra 15 to 25% over what you're already getting with the normal performance gains just from generation to generation. So that's 15 to 25% plus 15 to 25% in supported games by updating executables. So updating the game .exe to use newer instruction sets. So I think this is something like that they don't have to go and whitelist for, you know, each game themselves. It will just automatically do it for any game. However, it says DRM and developer buy-in may limit availability. So this is actually this is really, really crazy technology. If they can pull this off, this can be a true game changer. So hopefully they get this right. And, you know, of course, gamers will probably download Intel APO and try to run it themselves on, you know, games. So who knows how it's going to work with older titles, because, you know, there's so many games out there dating back years. So this might break games. Who knows how this is going to how it's going to be with games that have anti-cheat, with older game APIs, the X8, the X9, the X10, X11, Vulkan API. We don't know. We don't know how this is gonna work with game engines, with games that use specific game engine. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there, but Intel APO Plus seems like it's gonna work like it's supposed to work, at least in every game. But yeah, this is really interesting. So what else? No rentable units, new integrated graphics, of course, and DDR5 support. So there's going to be no rentable units in Nova Lake, Razor Lake, Titan Lake, or Hammer Lake. This is awesome, actually. That integrated graphics, big news as well. 32 EUs, and is going to use Celestial. So you have XE1 or XE, that is Alchemist, XE2, Battle Mage, XE3. I don't think it's going to be called Celestial, but because, you know, Celestial is I think this article got it wrong. It should just say 32, you know, 32 EUs XE3, not Celestial. Because there's a difference from, you know, XELP, which is low power. So yeah, the laptop SKUs, which I don't care about because I don't game on laptops, and I don't really even know much about mobile SKUs and mobile CPUs and things like that. But apparently the laptop version of Nova Lake is going to be even more powerful. Have a more powerful iGPU. Anyways, Nova Lake S supports DDR5, of course. Laptop variants add LPDDR5X support. Yeah, Saga longevity. So LGA 1954 is here to stay for the first time in years. Thankfully, thank God. I'm so happy that this is happening. Intel is committing. Well, I don't know it's 100% happening because, of course, these are all just leaks and, you know, / rumors. Intel is committing to a socket for multiple generations. Nova Lake, Razor Lake, Titan Lake, and Hammer Lake, bringing parity with AMD's AM5 approach to long-term platform life. Yes, there we go, finally. This is just a rundown of what this means for enthusiasts. Oh yeah, so check this out. When it comes to gaming, which is what I care about, bLLC models may edge out standard Zen 6 in games. But Zen 6 X3D could still win in pure gaming FPS. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know. Standard Zen 6 in games? So does that mean the bLLC models will be better than the standard Zen 6 models, but when they go head to head with the X3D, AMD's still gonna win? Honestly, here's what I think. I think in the future, bLLC versus X3D, I think it's gonna boil down to like optimization. You know, I think the margins are going to be so close to each other that it's going to really boil down to optimizations. and with that being said, here's where Intel APO Plus will be important, because this is optimization. Of course, there's two different levels of optimization. That is a game that is optimized, developer optimized, with help from Intel for that game. And then you have Intel APO optimization, which is a plus optimization, which is like a solution that doesn't require, going to the developer for them to optimize for the Intel. It just does it. It does it itself. You just enable it, and for the game, and it just works. It's supposed to work, at least. So yeah, Razor Lake is expected roughly 1 year after Nova Lake, followed by Titan and Hammer Lake in quick succession. Intel looks set to maintain a faster product cadence. Thankfully, thank God, and keep pressure on AMD through the latter half of the decade. So yeah, Intel is going to be swinging back fast and pretty hard. Conclusion: Intel Nova Lake represents a major shift for Intel, offering more cores, more cache, a refreshed architecture, and a long-term platform commitment, which is what everybody's been asking for. If you read YouTube comments, Reddit, X, whatever you read, this is what people want, and Intel is giving that. So if the leaked performance figures hold true, Intel will be back in the close fight with AMD Zen 6 and Zen 6 X3D in gaming, while dominating in certain multi-threaded workloads. It's shaping up to be one of the most competitive CPU launches in years, and I'm excited. So all that being said, that's it for today, guys. Yes, like I said earlier in the video, in the beginning, Intel has a bright future. I believe in it, and I can't wait for Nova Lake S. Can't wait for Celestial XC3, XC3 HPG, aka Celestial. I can't wait for Intel Arc B series XC2 HPG B770, or whatever they decide to call it, because that's coming for sure, I think, right? From everything we've read online. But that's it for today, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Take care, everyone. Peace. This video is already long. It's TechWares. I'm out.